Hey, what is up, you guys, and welcome back to the 423. I don't know about y'all, but as a former Jonas Brothers stan, I am living for Nick and Priyanka's wedding. From the tender age of 11, I already knew Nick Jonas was going to find him a nice older woman to settle down with, and he really hit the jackpot. I mean, the ceremony was gorgeous. She looked gorgeous. He was wiping away tears. What more could you want? Well, there's always going to be a few contrarians out there who take it upon themselves to find bitterness in everyone else's joy. And if you guys haven't heard about this, you are about to be blown away. Like I mentioned before, Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas got married earlier this week in a ceremony that lasted about a week, with different ceremonies that were tradition for their respective religions and cultures. Now, almost immediately following the celebration, a writer named Mariah Smith published an article on The Cut, which is an offshoot of New York Magazine aimed at women, posted an article about Nick and Priyanka's relationship, and let me tell you, it did not go well. It's since been deleted and replaced with an editor's note, but the original article was titled, "Is Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas's Love for Real?" And I have no idea how this thing got past any editors. The article calls Priyanka a global scam artist and pushes the idea that she tricked Nick into marrying her in some sort of fraudulent relationship. Here's a quote from the beginning of the piece. Priyanka Chopra is a superstar. She's stunning, talented, and recently took on the Jonas surname. It seems she has it all, well, if it all included marrying someone related to Kevin Jonas, but there's something that not many people know of or choose to accept about the global sensation that is Priyanka. She is a modern-day scam artist, in my opinion. That's right, Nicholas Jonas married into a fraudulent relationship against his will this past Saturday. Yo, within the first paragraph of this article, your girl Mariah is already doing way too much. I want to know who she pitched this article to, I want to know who approved it, and I want to know how in the hell it got up on this website without anyone realizing how terrible of an idea this is. She goes on to talk about how Nick Jonas has always had a fixation with older women, then moving on to what she calls Priyanka's indulgences, saying what she views as necessities speak volumes to her personality and what she'll do or what she thinks she needs to do for her career. The writer continues to criticize the actress for her lavish lifestyle, including the movie theater she has in her house and her week-long wedding ceremony, even though she acknowledges that it's customary for Hindu ceremonies to take place over multiple days. And basically, this girl is just going in on how lavish the wedding is while completely disregarding the fact that this isn't unusual for weddings in India, and she's trying to push the narrative throughout this that Priyanka is basically a spoiled brat for liking nice things and wanting a huge wedding celebration. And this conclusion is where Mariah doubles down and makes sure we all know exactly how problematic she's trying to be here. She writes, "At times, marriage can be a beautifully wonderful union that warms even the coldest of hearts, but sadly, this union evokes no such feeling. All Nick wanted was a possible fling with Hollywood's latest it woman, but instead, he wound up staring straight at a life sentence with a global scam artist who never even took the time to make sure he was comfortable riding a horse before arranging for him to enter their wedding ceremony on horseback. Nick, if you're reading this, find that horse and gallop away as fast as you can." But unfortunately, or rather fortunately for this journalist, Nick Jonas is not reading her article. Nobody is anymore because it was taken down with an editor's note that says, "Last night, The Cut published a post about Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra's relationship that shouldn't have gone up. We've received dozens of messages from readers expressing their anger. We want you to know that we hear you and we're sorry. The whole piece missed the mark. There's no good explanation for this other than human error and poor judgment. This was a mistake, and we apologize to our readers and to Priyanka and Nick." This is absolutely insane to me that this girl is trying to make Priyanka out to be a gold digger and a predator at the same time. Nick Jonas is 26 years old, a grown man, and yet this article paints an image of an underage boy who just happens to have a bunch of money that some cougar is trying to scam her way into. Like I mentioned before, I've been a huge Jonas Brothers fan for like over a decade now, and even I'm not naive enough to think that Nick is more famous, more successful, or richer than Priyanka Chopra. This girl, Mariah, is clearly a Nick Jonas fan, so I would think she's seen the interview where he talks about calling his mother on the third date saying he wanted to propose. But instead, she chose to write a completely out-of-line article that only sends the message of bitterness toward Priyanka that she got to marry Nick instead of her. Especially for a publication whose tagline is showing the world what women are made of, this piece of writing is an absolute shame. Mariah now has her Twitter private because so many people are reprimanding and criticizing her for this. Priyanka got asked about the article at an event and said, "I don't even want to react or comment. It's not even in my stratosphere. I'm in a happy place at this moment. These kinds of random things can't disturb it." But prior to this, her brother-in-law and his fiance stepped in to defend their family. Joe Jonas tweeted, "This is disgusting. The cut should be ashamed to have someone write such evil words. What Nick and Pri have is beautiful love. Thank you, next." And his fiancée Sophie tweeted, "This is wildly inappropriate and totally disgusting. Very disappointed that the cut would give anyone a platform to spew such bull." I mean, I just can't emphasize enough how tacky and uneducated this woman comes across in this article. I've actually read her stuff before because she writes Keeping Up with the Kardashian recaps, and I don't think this girl is a bad writer or dumb at all. I just think that this was a terrible attempt at being funny that just comes across as cynical, racist, and just plain wrong. The notion that Priyanka, an international superstar in her own right, forced Nick Jonas into marriage for money and for fame is not only inaccurate, but absolutely bonkers to think, let alone write down for the world to see. And no matter how many times I look into this situation, I'm still so surprised that someone thought this was okay to publish. And I really hope that Mariah was just trying to put out something edgy to get clicks and doesn't actually think these things to be true. But of course, I want to know what you guys think about this. Are you as blown away as I am that this piece got published? Who do you think is at fault? Mariah, her editor, the cut? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Subscribe to the 423 for more videos. And if you like this one, just give it a quick thumbs up. That is it for today. I will see you guys next time. Bye.